I want women to listen to this, and I want them to understand that there is a subset of men who are really honest and telling you that, hey, I'm not ready to settle down, but if you want to kick it, we can do that. And that's where y'all fail, because you'll see this man, you're aroused by him, you like the way he treats you, and you get involved with this guy thinking that you could change him. But it's not going to happen. He doesn't present as a Pookie or Ray Ray. He ain't got a bunch of baby mamas. He is not the loud alpha in the group. He's not the typical rapper that's a multi-millionaire and things of that nature. No, these guys are taking care of their business. They're on their purpose, and they just want some female company from time to time. Your job as a woman is not to fall into that trap. But women will hear this, and they will look at this guy, and they will go out there on the dating market and think that you can change him when you cannot.
So I'm not with nobody, because I don't want to hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy. I know you want to be somebody, even if you got to leave somebody.
And this is where I want to scare women. I'm going to try and explain this as best possible. After that first little, I'm going to cook for you date, the next time that she comes over, I don't let women do anything in my house. Anything. I don't want her to wash my clothes. I don't want her to do any dishes after I cooked her breakfast. I don't want her to make up the bed after I allow her to lay in there while I'm going ahead and cooking, lunch or breakfast for her. And most women will look at that and they'll say, this is great. This guy, he don't want me to do anything. But there's a reason why I'm doing that. It's called manipulation. I didn't want you to feel that you gave me anything, because when the relationship ends, you won't feel that you were used. So on the surface level, it looks like I'm treating you like a queen. It looks like you come over my house, you have a great time. I don't let you lift a finger. So when the relationship ends, you won't be able to say, well, I did this, this, and this for you, because you'll leave the relationship like, damn, I didn't add any value to this man's life, but not knowing that was the whole plan in the beginning, because I didn't want you to get attached. Because when women know and they see a good guy, they want to add value, because they want to make sure that you understand that they are useful to you. So they'll try and look at things around the house to make sure, hey, I could buy him wash towels or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get him that. Or I'm going to make sure that I clean the dishes after he cooks breakfast, because she's going to think about that after the relationship ends, and she's going to use that as an excuse. Well, I did so much for you, but I found the loophole. If you treat her like a queen and you don't let her do nothing, then she'll leave the relationship once the relationship ends, because it will eventually end. She'll leave thinking that I added nothing to this guy's life, when that was a whole plan from the jump. I didn't want you to do anything, because I didn't want you to use that as an excuse or an example as to why you felt like you were being used, because you weren't used. You were treated like a queen. You didn't do anything. You didn't lift a finger in my house. When we went out on dates, you didn't pay for shit. When you came over my house, all your snacks was already prepared. And I would even go as far as to say, I would buy her like slippers or slides. So it feels like a personal thing when she comes over. So when she comes over my house for the second or third weekend, she can put her bags down, take her shoes off, and she can get into her slides, not knowing that I'm probably sharing these slides with a couple other women, but it is what it is, right? And I hope this shit is scaring women to death. And every woman that I've dealt with, that I was dating during that time frame, they all say the same thing. When I was with you, you treated me like a queen. I didn't have to do anything. And the reason why I did that is because, like I said, for one, is to make sure you didn't feel attached and you didn't add anything to my life. And for two, I want to be able to spin the block.
We got to stop taking a badge of honor or bragging about our exes or dudes from our past that spin the block. Just because he come back, that don't mean he want a second chance. That don't mean he regrets something. That don't mean you just all of that in a bag of chips. Most of the time, dudes just be bored. They want an ego boost, or they want something convenient. You got to understand, most people, these dudes don't be want to start over, learn somebody new. They know you. They know how to woo you. They've done it before. So they going to spin that block to see if they still got that easy access. And if they do, they going to just see how far they can go. It ain't about commitment. It ain't about you being great.
And when I say spin the block, I want to be able to contact you later on down the road, maybe 1, 2, 3 years, and you will remember the time that you spent with me where you were treated like a queen, and you'd be like, you know what? I had a great time with that guy. I want to go see him again. And that's why you always leave on a good note, because you want to be able to spin the block, because your interaction with that woman was never bad. All she remembers is a good time. The only thing that she remembers is that the relationship ended for some reason that we don't understand, and we always make it very vague. And for me, it was very easy because I was in the military and I would deploy a lot. So if I wanted the relationship to end, I would just be like, yo, I'm about to leave. I'm going on the TDY. And we would eventually cut ties like that if I was done with her. So when it's time to spin the block and she sees me on Instagram, she hits me up. Hey, how you been doing? She looks on my page, see that I'm living my best life. And she's like, man, that guy is still in shape. This guy is still doing well for himself. Let me reach out to him to see how he's doing. We start talking. She's like, man, I've never been to Virginia. You should let me come out. And ladies, I hope you're paying attention. These are not the Pookies and Ray Rays. These are guys that you don't have to come into their lives and try and change anything. They don't fit any stereotype in regards to this man didn't have this. I had to go pick him up from work. He had to use my car. Absolutely not. These men have their stuff put together. They have careers. They may not be rich, but they got it. They got it together. And they in the gym. I keep stressing that. Go to the gym. It is the equalizer. So these are women that I didn't have any real relationships with. These are relationships that I cultivated based off of being honest. And the way that you cultivate those relationships is to make sure that you treat women well when they're in your presence. And I know a lot of guys, they like to say, well, yeah, I don't like to spend on women. But let me ask you guys a question. What's more expensive? Having a full-time girlfriend for months at a time. She's living with you. She's coming over every day. You got to take care of this woman. You got to spend money on her. And you have her all the time. Or is it more expensive to do the weekend thing and just spend on a little bit of groceries for snacks? You take her out on a nice dinner. You watch a couple movies. You cook for her. And then after the week over, you send her ass home. What's more expensive? Y'all tell me. So that's why I never had an issue with paying for anything, because it wasn't consistent. I didn't have to pay for her consistently because she lived her life and I only seen her about 2 times out of the month. Or if we go to the mall, we go candle shopping, buy her a couple candles because, women like to help you out. Why don't we go to the mall? You can help me pick out the candles that you like to smell in my house. Women like that type of stuff. It gives them agency. You have to give them some agency. So she's like, okay, cool. Let's go to Bed Bath and Body Works or whatever it is. We go there. It's like a nice little date, smelling candles. She's picking out the ones that she likes. And, you end up buying some candles. You buy her a couple of candles and you go your ass back home and you go chill. You go hit that thing throughout the weekend and you send her ass back to her place. So what's more expensive? Having a full-time girlfriend or a single servant relationship? So that's why I've never had an issue with paying. And also, guys, if you have a skill set in anything, your profession, and you can teach a woman something, and I've touched on this before, you need to be able to teach these women something before they leave your house, because they'll never forget that. I've taught women how to buy homes. I've taught women how to invest in the stock market. And I'm also a certified combat arms instructor. Most women do not know how to shoot. They have weapons, or they may want to get a weapon, and they've never been to a gun range. So you know what I do? Lean into it. Every woman that I deal with, I always teach them how to handle a firearm. I always teach them how to shoot, and I always teach them how to maintain a firearm. This is something that most women do not know how to do. So I'm adding a little bit of value to their lives because of the fact that they're going to leave and be like, you know what, girl? He taught me how to shoot a weapon. He taught me all of this stuff, girl. She's going to talk about you in a positive light. And also, I told the story where I taught this woman how to buy a home because she was scared that she didn't qualify. I walked her through the process. Until this day, she still thanks me for the home that she bought. Same thing with learning how to cook. I know how to cook. My mom taught me how to cook. So I made sure that every woman that I dealt with, I would show them, hey, you know, this is how you cook this, because I grew up in California. I know how to cook Mexican food. So tacos are my specialty. It's damn near like 10, 20 women out there that think I only cook tacos for them because I made it a special thing for them. They always request that I make tacos. And the only reason why I'm telling you guys all this is because of the fact that these are the intangibles. A lot of men aren't born with, are blessed with the genetics of height. And I'm going to keep saying this. I'm 5'8" and 3/4, 5'10" with Timbs. So I've done very well in the dating market, and that all comes from being honest. So I want women to listen to this, and I want them to understand that there is a subset of men who are really honest and telling you that, hey, I'm not ready to settle down, but if you want to kick it, we can do that. And that's where y'all fail, because you'll see this man, you're aroused by him, you like the way he treats you, and you get involved with this guy thinking that you could change him. But it's not going to happen. He doesn't present as a Pookie or Ray Ray. He ain't got a bunch of baby mamas. He is not the loud alpha in the group. He's not the typical rapper that's a multi-millionaire and things of that nature. No, these guys are taking care of their business. They're on their purpose, and they just want some female company from time to time. Your job as a woman is not to fall into that trap. But women will hear this, and they will look at this guy, and they will go out there on the dating market and think that you can change him when you cannot. You absolutely can't, because he is a purpose-driven man. It's that simple. Go ahead and make sure you click that link, get you some Teach Hanley, and support the Medium Man YouTube channel, and also support Teach Hanley.